Welcome to Gotham Sound Communications. My name is TK Edmondson, and this is the Gotham Sound Euro Expo. Today we are here with Antoine from Audioroot. We're going to be talking about some new products and a couple other things that you guys have going on currently with the product line. So Antoine, glad to have you here. Nice to see you, man.
Well, hello. Thanks for having me. Very nice to see you.
Likewise. Yeah, so let's dive right into this. We have a brand new product you're going to unveil today for us, right?
So it's a new distribution system that can accept up to 3 smart batteries. So it's compatible with all our batteries and batteries from other manufacturers also. So we can start looking at the back here. So we have a bunch of connectors. We have 3 TA4 female connectors, so you can plug up to 3 batteries separately, or you can plug 2 batteries and 1 external power supply. And the external power supply is a high priority input, so it will always kick in before the batteries. So if you lose power on the AC power supply, the 2 batteries here will kick in automatically. So you can also put only 1 battery here and another one here, and this way the battery that is connected here will drain first, and then when it's empty, the second one will kick in. Here you have a main power output, so it's a TA4 connector. So this is designed to be connected to a sound device recorder, for example. And it also communicates smart battery data directly to the recorder, because users like to have battery data on the distributor and also on the recorder itself when it's compatible, of course, and the sound devices recorders are compatible. So the battery distributor takes the data from all the 3 batteries, it combines it and sends a single data stream to the recorder. So if you have 3 batteries that are at 100% capacity, the recorder will say that you have 100% capacity left. And if it's 50 everywhere, it will also say 50, for example. You have some high-rosy outputs here. You have 6 of them. 4 of them are on the main channel. It's the same as this one. So when you power up the distributor, this output and these 4 outputs will all come on at the same time. And you also have 2 auxiliary outputs which you can switch on and off independently. So if you have some wireless that you don't always use, you can plug them here and just put them on when you need to. So we can take a look at the front now. So here I'm going just to plug one battery. There's a small power button here. Okay. So we have 3 screens on the front panel of the device. So you have 2 blue OLED displays that are used only for the batteries, but they show the individual charge level of each battery. So they really pop up and you can really see very well what is the capacity of each battery. Now, if I plug a second battery, because right now the second display says that there's no battery, so I can plug another battery and you can see the charge of the other battery. And at the bottom of the display, you can also see the percentage of your capacity in percent and the current, voltage, etc., which is cycling. And then you have another screen. This is the same screen that we use on our other distributors. And on this screen, you have the combined information of the 2 batteries here. So as you can see, I have a battery that is almost full and one that is almost empty. So the distributor is summing these. It's giving a mean value. So you have 54% capacity left. This is your global capacity of the 2 batteries that you have here. Now I can plug in another one, a 3rd battery. If I plug in a 3rd battery, a fully charged battery, I'm going to plug it in on the 3rd output. There you go. And now we're at 69%. And when we have 3 batteries connected, we have here the battery that is connected to the input number 3, which has the priority. And on the second screen here, you can see the 2 battery levels of the other 2 batteries. And if I remove it, if I remove the battery, it goes back to a dual display. And everything is adjusted here. So on the main screen, you can also see the time, the running, the time that is left. Here, I don't have anything connected, so it gives about 100 hours of autonomy. You have the current, so this is the total current draw. In green here, you have the power drawn in watts, and you have a color fuel gauge, kind of semicircular fuel gauge that shows the global capacity of your batteries. So here for the 3 batteries. So here we have 2 buttons. So this is the main button which to power on and off the device. So there's a little, so here it's off. I keep it pushed for 2 seconds and it's coming on. And with this push button, I can select the outputs aux1 and 2 and put them on or off. And this is memorized, so when you turn off the unit, if aux1 was on, before turning off the unit, it will come back on when you start it off on again. And also the main button here, you have different screens which shows the temperature of each batteries in degrees Celsius, degrees Fahrenheit. Here you can see the cycle count of all the batteries connected. Here you can see the individual cell voltages. This is for debugging, and the serial numbers. And then you're back to the main screen. And right here, we can't see really, but there are some small icons that show the status of the aux1 and aux2 outputs, and also if you're using the high priority input, and if there's an external power supply connected. Here you also have a high-rosy connector on the front panel of the unit. This is very useful because if you have to plug in something quickly, you don't have to pull the battery distribution system from the bag, and you can plug it in directly. And finally, you have 2 USB ports here on the front panel too. So you have a quick charge free USB-A connector. So this one can output up to 15 watts of power. And here you have a USB-C with power delivery. So this one can output up to 45 watts of power and up to 20 volts at 2.2 amps. So this can power many devices, smartphone, tablets, and some computers too. It really depends if the device is power delivery compatible. So yeah, so this is our latest product. We will start manufacturing them probably next week. We're making a small first batch of 20 units, and we will probably announce it officially early August. So like all our other battery distribution systems, we have a belt clip which you can put on either side of a unit. It's made out of aluminum. It's very robust. It's quite light also. So we hope that this will be used for quite medium to large setups, because you can output up to 10 amps of power from it. So it gives a lot of possibility to power quite a lot of equipment from it. And all of the different battery inputs and the AC power or DC power input also gives a lot of possibilities for to have power in any circumstance. And you can also use this to hot swap batteries very easily. So there you go. This is the Audioroot eSMART Trio, which should be available very soon.
That looks great. I am very, very pleased with that. I love the gauge. Is this like a VM box?
It's bigger.
Okay.
It's big. Yeah, it's a custom. We made a custom size, a whole new size of enclosure. The goal was to put as much display as we could, so you could really see everything with just by looking at it very quickly. Because if you have 3 batteries, just a small screen like this won't cut it. You need much more display to know what's going on. Yeah. And we're quite happy with the result and the looks and feel of the product. Very sturdy, and yeah, we are eager to ship the first units and have customers try it. Yeah.
Do you have the weight specs on this?
I think it's about 350 grams. So in imperial units, I'm not sure. Yeah, but it's a bit it's a bit heavier than the BGDU, for example. It's about 50% heavier, I think. Yeah.
Okay.
What's the heaviest thing in this type of design is the TA4 connectors. Actually, they are very they are these carry most of the weight. Yeah. We like high-rosy connectors because they're very light. But with TA4 is going, everybody is using TA4, especially for battery inputs. So we had to put these, we had to use these for this kind of product. So it gained about 50 grams of connectors. Yeah.
Nice. And then, if you don't mind, could you put it next to the 98?
Yep.
Just for size comparison.
Okay, so you can see like this. So this is lengthwise. You can see here the front, and
Yeah,
so
that's great.
But if you take 3 batteries with it, because you can go up to 3 batteries. Well, here I have 2 because 2 may be the most common setup. 2 batteries and maybe an external power supply. Yeah. So, but I mean, there's no mystery. You need to get that much power. You need a bit of space and a bit of weight. Yeah.
Right. Okay, lovely. So just recapping on that, we have USB power delivery up to 45 watts. We have, what is it, 3.0 on the USB-A
quick
port?
charge,
Quick charge. Okay, the quick charge 3.0. And then hot swappability via 3 TA4 connections on the back to any smart battery you're choosing. Lovely. And then you're using the Neos as well. So it works with all of the
it works with all the batteries from other brands, Remote Audio, Inspired Energy, RRC. We don't put any kind of limitations because this would be quite stupid. You can use any type of battery. You can use our bigger batteries too. And of course, you can also use our battery couplers. It's also compatible with this. So you could easily put up to 12 or even 18 batteries on this. It would be a bit overkill, but it's possible. Yeah, sure.
And then I guess the one thing I think I didn't hear, does it show the battery cycle count somewhere in the menu?
Oh, yes, it should. Yeah, I think I missed it, but there you go. So
okay, lovely. So you have everything there.
Yeah, we put everything we could. And everything that is useful for the user.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Hey guys, it's Peter.
Hey.
When it's draining the 3 power sources, is it draining them simultaneously, or can I choose which one it goes to first?
So on inputs 1 and 2, if you put 2 batteries on inputs 1 and 2, they will drain simultaneously, but the battery with the higher voltage will drain first because they're just going, so this is nerd stuff, they're just going through an ideal diode. So the one with the higher voltage gets the power, I'm powering the stuff, and then when they get to the same voltage, both will drain at the same time. That's just physics. But if you put one battery on input 1, for example, and a battery on input 3, the one on input 3 will drain first, completely. And once it's drained completely, the second battery will kick in.
So here's why I love that. I would put my AC supply, like if I were doing a sit-down interview, on input 3, and then I would know it would never touch my battery unless I lost power.
Exactly. Exactly. You can do that, and you can have 1 or 2 batteries in parallel on inputs 1 and 2. So this way you have a double backup if something goes really wrong, and you get also more autonomy. And
it's beautiful. What's the price?
It should be about 400 euros, so a bit more in 10% more, something like that, I think, in dollars.
Understood. So we have some questions, mostly from Martin Schulte. First one, which is, what is the factory guarantee, warranty?
Yeah, so our standard warranty is 1 year. But usually when somebody comes after a year and we help them out almost... well, if it's less than 2 years, generally we take care of it because it's so rare. So its standard is 1 year, and generally we push it up to 2 years when it's really no big deal. Yeah.
Nice. Martin was also saying something, and I didn't quite understand it, but when the batteries go to sleep, I think this is more of a general comment, not about this product, but when the Audioroot batteries go to sleep, what's the procedure to wake them up? And I think what Martin was saying was it takes too long.
Oh, so if he's talking about the screen, the OLED display on the Neo batteries, so I guess he's talking about this. Maybe we can have confirmation. So this is a Neo battery. Right now the display is off, and if you shake it, it comes on. But this one was,
that's exactly what he's saying. Yeah, and Martin's clarified his issue, which is the logo comes on first, and I guess if that's firmware, I think that would solve his time issue.
It's when the battery goes into deep sleep, and you wake it up, there's a logo that comes up,
Okay.
And when it comes out of deep sleep, it goes back into sleep, and then when you wake up, the logo isn't there anymore. So we'll think about that. Sure.
And of course, the advantage to a deep sleep is the self-discharge is much less.
Exactly. That was the goal. We have to go into deep sleep so the battery can stay on the shelf for several months without the need to recharge it. Yeah.
Copy that. All right. And Martin says, cool and wonderful.
Okay.
All right. Back to you, TK. Sorry. I didn't mean to hijack it.
No. It's all good questions. Thank you, Peter. So then I think, honestly, that kind of sums it up for this new product.
Yeah.
Again, what was the name of this?
So it's the eSMART Trio.
The eSMART Trio.
Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And then what do you have next for us?
Okay, I can show you our battery coupler. So this the 6-bay battery coupler. So this is the So this is the BC1150. So this is a product that came out about a year ago. So it's this is a Pelican 1150. So it's one of the smallest that they manufacture, and we've managed to put up to six smart batteries in it. So you can put large batteries, the long ones, or you can also put the smaller ones. You can mix and match how you like. with any brands. You just need to use 14.8 volt batteries and not one with other voltages like 11 or 7.2. It won't work. But with this format, which is most widely used, you can put anything you want in it. And so here you have, here we can see, this is the panel with all the inputs and outputs. Yeah. And also the display. So we can start with the display. So this is a e-ink display, so it stays always on. It doesn't consume much current at all. And it shows the different levels of each batteries that are inside the Pelican case. You can refresh the screen manually by
Oh, that's awesome.
touching the button, and it refreshes automatically every 5 minutes. Here you have a very small switch, which is the output switch, which switches the main outputs that are here. This is the main DC out connector. So this is a combined power output and also a combined data output. So like on the eSMART Geo, you can plug this to a compatible BDS, and it will communicate with the Pelican, the BC1150, just like if it was a single battery. So this is very useful because it's compatible with all our products. Here you have a DC input. So this is a high priority input. So if you put an AC power supply here, the AC power supply will handle the load in priority. So as long as you have AC power, the power will be drained from here. And if you lose power, AC power, the batteries will kick in automatically. So this is quite useful also. Here we have, it's a Nutric 10-pin connector. It's a special connector we've used to mainly to plug in a 24-volt power supply. And if you plug it in, this enables the onboard battery charger. So inside the Pelican case, you have 2 sequential chargers. So each one is responsible for charging 3 of the 6 batteries, and it changes from a battery to another in a sequential mode, and it charges everything up. Here you have a small, you can also output power and battery data from this same connector here. So technically you could put in power for the charger and power for the high priority input, and also output everything from this connector. Here you have a small fan, which is required for the charger because there's a small amount of heat buildup inside here, so it's best to evacuate that heat when charging. It's a very low noise fan. It doesn't spin very quickly, but it's a safety precaution. It's better to keep electronics cool as much as possible. This is for longevity. This is it's much better. Yeah, and well, that's about it for this product. So
are those slits cut into the side there as well?
Yeah.
Okay, just air circulation as well?
Yeah, right here, exactly here and here, just so that air can flow in and out from the fan. You also have some slots here. So if you open the Pelican case when charging, you get a better airflow. It's not mandatory, but it's best practice to open it if possible. And here you have a small USB port. This is just to update the firmware of the microcontroller, which is inside. Here we have a switch to activate the legacy mode. It's a fancy name just to say that this makes it compatible with previous products that we've been shipping for many years, and the other mode hasn't been used yet. And you have just a soft reset button for the firmware if it gets stuck by any bad luck. There you go.
Just touch back over on the sequential charging.
Yeah, it does 2 at a time because you have 2 chargers, 2 two chargers independent, and they go from, each charger goes from one battery to another, and it handles 3 batteries, up to 3 batteries. So so when you charge the batteries, you can, if you made a time lapse of the screen here, you would see them go up by a small percentage in a sequential fashion, 1 battery at a time. Yeah.
Are those designated to specific positions in the
absolutely.
case?
Yeah, the one charger handles these 3, and the charger handles these other 3. But if you don't have 6 batteries loaded, it won't waste any time on the empty slots. It will jump only to the slots that are used. So you won't lose any valuable charging time. Yeah.
And you would still need to have the corresponding charger port connected, though, correct?
Absolutely. Yeah, you need 20. Yeah, you need to put in 24 volts, about 6 amps to power everything. Yeah.
Understand.
If you have only a few batteries, you just have to put them. Don't put them all in for example, the first 3 slots, because in this way only one charger will work. And when you see, when I change the batteries from a slot to another, the e-ink display switches on, updates automatically, which is quite nice, actually.
Lovely.
We have a few internet questions. Martin says, super nice for traveling with the 99 watt hour limits. It's just what we were talking about in the studio while you were showing it. Super TSA friendly, so agree, Martin. And then Jeff Delorier, hi Jeff. Does it come with the charger? Yes. And then he said, as in the AC cord for charging.
So the 2 power supplies are optional. So they are just kind of wall brick adapters. We give the specs on our website, so if you find something cheaper elsewhere, it will work, but we have our 2 references which we know work, but they're optional. So when you order the BC1150, you just get the case. So if you want to be able to charge batteries, you'll need to get the optional AC, 24 AC to DC adapter, and you can and if you want to use the DC in input, you can put any kind of 12 volt or 15 volt adapter. It will work. Just make sure to have at least, 10 amps to have at least some kind of firepower. Otherwise, it will be it won't be enough. So yeah, we built this in mind of mostly transport regulations, because well, this is one of the reasons. The other one being that if you have a bunch of small batteries, it's nice to be able to put them together and get a big battery. But yeah, airline shipping regulations, it's quite nice to be able to put them out and put a small cap on the batteries and put them in your and transport them in the cabin. And remember, never put batteries in the luggage that goes in the belly of your airplane. Never. This is absolutely forbidden. Always on you in carry-on baggages, and also keep in mind that the airplane pilot always has the last word. He's the master on board, and if he doesn't want batteries on his plane, he has absolutely the right to say so. So yeah, unfortunately, this is the reality, and we've had some customers who had to leave their batteries at the airport, even if they only had a few ones with them in carry-ons. Yeah, it can happen. It's rare, but it's always a possibility. Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful that you're just trying to create a solution to negate that occurrence happening. And I think this has a really good position in terms of people who are maybe who are obviously invested in the smart batteries themselves, but then want to upgrade to maybe like a small cart setup or a full cart setup. It's super utilitarian in that way. And the screen is just kind of like the cherry on top for me. I love that. Refreshing as soon as he pulled that battery out.
TKU echoed Jeff Delorier's comment. He says, would be great to double as a smart battery charger for single bag batteries and as a large power supply for cart use. It's really beautiful. It's perfect.
Yeah. Throw that right at the bottom of a cart and just keep it moving.
Yep. That was the goal. So we have so this product is 1 year old now, and customers are really happy with it. And yeah, it's now a mature product, no issues, very reliable, and very happy about it. Yeah.
Oh, dimensions. Wait, we got a straggler.
So the weight with 6 batteries is 8.8 pounds.
Doable, so doable. It's going to be 9.7 by 4 for the dimensions on this as well for the 1150.
So of course the Pelican and the electronics add a bit of weight, but it's still quite a lightweight package. So compared to lithium iron phosphate batteries, it's very, very light. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, absolutely. Well, Antoine, I'd like to thank you for your time and presenting all the products. Do you have any parting words you'd like to leave with us today?
No, I just wanted to thank you for having me, and we're looking forward for the next time. Yeah.
Absolutely. Well, if there are any further comments, please leave them down below, and we will circle back to that as this is a live recording. And yeah, I'd just like to thank everyone watching today, and remember to comment, like, and subscribe. And if you have any questions, please forward those to info@gothamsound.com, and we'll see you next time. Take care.